Hey YouTube, it's your girl, TheRealTeddyTalks, coming to you again. Remember, I am offering you free, up-to-date, concise, and precise information that you'll be sorry you ever lived without. And I'm currently working on a series on cryptocurrency. So I promised you a video on how to get started with your account. Now, before you start getting started with your cryptocurrency accounts, I would hope that you looked at my previous videos that tell you about what cryptocurrency is and how to do some research before you begin investing. So assuming you've done that, let's dive right in and start opening accounts. Now, in my video intro to cryptocurrency, I mentioned a Coinbase account and I also mentioned a Bittrex account. So Coinbase.com and Bittrex.com. Right here in the background, I have Coinbase.com up. Now, Coinbase is going to be your asset exchange platform. This is where you can take your fiat currency, and for those of you in the United States, take your US dollars, put that into Coinbase, and with that you can then purchase Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, and then trade for other coins, other the altcoins. So you're going to get started just like you would any other bank website. You're going to type in an email address here in the middle. I'm going to do janedoe@gmail.com. I already have an account, so once I show you how to get started, we'll go into my account and I'll start showing you how to get money from Coinbase to Bittrex. Click on the Get Started button. Once you're in Coinbase, it'll immediately take you to a dashboard. Now the dashboard, as you can see, just gives you a snapshot view of what Coinbase has to offer. And they're offering 3 currencies right now, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And the top here is clicked on Bitcoin. It's just going to show you a 1-month snapshot of where Bitcoin was and the transitions it's made over the last month. As we can see, back on August 6th, Bitcoin was as low as $3,200. And late August, it went as high as almost $5,000. I mean, it got very, very close to $5,000. And where it's tapering off today at about $4,500. So even with the dip that happened yesterday for Bitcoin, it dropped down as low as 4,300, which people thought was pretty low. It's bouncing back already. I mean, less than 24 hours. It's a resilient currency. It's a resilient coin. If I had $4,500 to buy each coin and get into it, I would, but I'd rather my $4,500 go into buying other altcoins that are doubling, tripling, quadrupling overnight, over a week, over a month, and I'm making more money than waiting for Bitcoin to double to $9,000 sometime in the near future. At the bottom here, it has your portfolio, so it has your holdings, and then at the bottom right, it has your recent activity, what you've done, where you sent money, etc., etc. On this security tab, it's going to give you the opportunity to set up a phone number and verify it by sending a SMS or text message to your phone. But more importantly, I need you to make sure you set up your 2-factor authentication. For those of you that don't know, 2-factor authentication is when I log into Coinbase.com with my username password. Immediately after that screen is going to tell me to input my 2-factor authentication code. And so I downloaded an app, Authy, A-U-T-H-Y, onto my Android smartphone. I go into that app. I've set up all of the security measures on that app. So in Authy, I have to type in a passcode to even get into Authy. Once I'm in, it then asks me, Coinbase asked me to verify my 2-factor authentication. So I click on the Bittrex tab within Authy, and then there's going to be a 6 or 7 digit number that appears. And this number is a unique number and it changes every 20 to 30 seconds. So I have 20 to 30 seconds from the time I open up that app to type in this code back into the Coinbase site. If I'm doing something that takes longer than 30 seconds, that's fine, because then the code changes and regenerates itself. So as long as the code is still active on my phone, it's the same code that I put into Coinbase, then it works without any issues. And the reason you need to set this up is there are people whose life and business it is to steal your information and steal your hard-earned money. Do not let them do it. If a website, which Coinbase does, Bittrex does as well, asks you to set up additional security measures, please do. I know it may seem annoying at first, but as you get further and further into the cryptocurrency community and you get on these blogs and vlogs and potentially Facebook sites and Reddit, subreddits, you're going to see people tell their story about how they weren't responsible. Someone got into their account because they weren't paying attention and stole all of the little coins that they had, or a lot of the coins they had. Don't let that be you. Take advantage of these additional security measures and shore up your account. All right, I think that covers Coinbase. I mean, it's a nice glossed over overview of it. Let's get into Bittrex. So on Bittrex is an exchange platform. So Coinbase is your asset exchange platform. That's where your asset's going to be. You can keep US dollars on there. Again, you can keep Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. Bittrex, however, is where you're going to take those currencies to exchange them for other alternate currencies. And on Coinbase, I highly recommend you have either US dollars or Bitcoin, because those go the furthest. Second to that would be Ethereum. Ethereum trades pretty well as also. Litecoin trades as also, but I usually buy Litecoin to invest in it, not to use it as an exchange platform. So Bittrex, Bittrex.com. The reason I'm spelling that out for you is with anything new that's popping up in any market, the people that are smart that want to steal it from you will do what they can to do that. So just within a few weeks ago, I haven't checked to see if it's up still because I don't even want to type the wrong website in. But people were doing Google searches for Bittrex. And Google was allowing one of the top header sites to be was a BL, a lowercase l, TTREX. And those people new to cryptocurrency and those people just not paying attention clicked on this link. So it looks like Bittrex, Bittrex, but it's really BLTTREX. And people were logging in with their credentials from the true Bittrex site and basically sending these hackers their information. They would log in with their username and password. It would go through on this fake site. And then there's also two-factor authentication set up on here where once you log in, it makes you verify a code via your smartphone. So they were doing their two-factor authentication, and the hackers were getting that information as well because they put the code in on the computer, and they was quick enough that they could get into Bittrex and these people's real account and steal some of their currency. So I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that to make sure you stay vigilant. Make sure you pay attention. Pay attention to what you're typing. Pay attention to the lockup at the top. Make sure it's HTTPS. Bittrex, Bittrex.com, and then bookmark this site. That way you don't have to keep typing it in. Definitely don't do Google searches and click from the link in Google. Find out what the website name is and their proper address, type it in, save it, and move on. So in order to sign up for Bittrex, again, I'm going to do the same thing. janedoe@gmail.com. I'm going to create a password, make sure it's a good password, use some upper, lowercase, some special characters, numbers in the front, back, middle, all that stuff. This is like where your money is going to be. Make sure you do something that no one can steal. Once you agree to their terms of service, you can go ahead and sign up. I'm going to break here real quick. Now for the most important part that you've all been waiting for, I'm going to show you how to transfer money from your Coinbase wallet, your Coinbase exchange, asset platform to your Bittrex exchange platform and your Bittrex wallet. So I'm sitting on Bittrex now. As you can see in the top left, I'm on Bittrex and my web address, Bittrex, and I've clicked on the Wallets tab. In this Wallets tab, I'm going to look for my Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin. I'm going to click the plus sign, and that's going to pop up a window that asks me to deposit Bitcoin. You want to verify it says deposit Bitcoin because here is a disclaimer. Depositing tokens to this address other than BTC, which is Bitcoin, will result in your funds being lost. There's also a handy dandy scan reader here for if you have Coinbase app on your phone, you can just use this quick scan code to deposit funds into Bittrex or other exchanges. And down here at the bottom, it tells you when the block was last updated. So that's the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain. So this is the address that I need to deposit to. I'm depositing money or Bitcoin from my Coinbase wallet to my Bittrex wallet. So this is a multi-character code. I'm going to copy this code here, and I'm going to go into Coinbase. From Coinbase, I've clicked into my account, and then I have my wallets here, and I have my Bitcoin wallet, and I clicked send. When I click send, it pops up this box that says send Bitcoin. So I have a send Bitcoin, and I have a deposit Bitcoin. You see how those kind of link up. Otherwise here, I would be withdrawing Bitcoin, and then on this one, I would be receiving Bitcoin. So that's how those two link up. For my wallet, I need to enter a Bitcoin address. Here's where I'm going to right click and paste what I just copied from Bittrex. Now before I go out of this box, I want to verify that the copy and paste went through correctly. It's a very long character code. It starts with a 1 capital D, ends with a lowercase x, then an A. I'm going to go over to Bittrex and verify 1 capital D, ends with an X, uppercase A. Perfect. I cut all the letters. Nothing got cut off because I don't want to lose my Bitcoin. Down here, this is what's showing me what's available in my Bitcoin wallet. Again, I try not to keep Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. I don't want it just sitting on Coinbase. I like to put it in its own wallet. Do not let your money sit there. Same for Bittrex. I have account balances, but majority of this stuff is stuff that I have not, is coins that have not moved yet. I don't like to keep things on Bittrex. I like to move them out into a more secure wallet instead of letting them sit on the exchange. Once I've entered my recipient address, I go in here and I decide how much of my available 0.03 Bitcoin or $146 as of today, 6 September, I want to send. I'm just going to send $50, which equals 0.01105 Bitcoin. I can write an optional message to myself if I'd like to, and that's what I'm going to see on Coinbase letting me know what I did. Now, one thing you'll see down here is a network fee. If I click the question mark, it's going to take me into why Coinbase charges a network fee, and it's to pay the miners who mine Bitcoin. I'm not going to get into what mining is. You can Google it if you don't feel like waiting for me to tell you, but in a future video, I will tell you. Back on my screen, it charges $3.99. Now you'll notice if I increase my transfer to $100, that doesn't change my network fee. So it behooves you to maximize your sending power when you're sending from Coinbase. Once done, I'm verified how much I'm sending. I'm going to click the continue button. After I click the continue button, it's going to go into a pending status. It's going to confirm, then go into the pending status, and then it may take anywhere from seconds to about 5 minutes for it to leave the pending status on Coinbase. Then when I go back to Bittrex, I'm going to see, I'm going to close this window here. I'm going to see here in pending deposits, it's going to show me that that transaction is pending. Now it may take a couple minutes to pop up, but once you see it, it's going to show that the transaction is pending. And here at the end of the line, you're going to see confirmations. And you're going to see 0 of 2, then 1 of 2, and 2 of 2 confirmations. And that's the blockchain being updated correctly with this transfer of funding. Once it has your 2 of 2 confirmations, you'll scroll back up here to the top, and on your Bitcoin line, you will see your available balance change. And while it's pending, you'll see your pending deposit number change. And that's it in a nutshell. I hope that helps. So once you've created your account in Bittrex, you've done all the verifications necessary to get you in there, and you've also set up two-factor authentication with Bittrex. Please, please, please set up two-factor authentication with Bittrex. I have a caveat to that. Bittrex has set up an additional security measure. So when I log into Bittrex just now, I logged in my username, password. Then it takes me to a screen asking for my two-factor authentication. I enter my two-factor authentication because the last time I logged into Bittrex, I used my laptop. So because it's a different IP address, it gives me a message saying I've logged in from a new IP address. So it sends a message to my email. So now I had to go into my email, click a link from my email verifying that I am who I say I am, and that takes me back into Bittrex, wherein I have to type in my username and password again and my two-factor authentication again. Now there's a checkbox that you can put in Bittrex that says, keep me logged in. No, it says, don't ask me again for 30 days if I use this computer. So you can do that with the different computers you use. It's annoying, again, I say, but it's a necessary measure because people have been getting hacked. So, getting into the website. The home screen here is going to show you, like some of their leading currencies right now. And right under that lead banner, there's another banner here, and it's going to show you the biggest percent gain for the day so far. It's going to show you volume. That means which currency has had the most fluctuations in and out of. Top volume. The biggest percent gain. Who's had the biggest percent gain today? 116% gain by this coin. Doesn't mean it's a good coin. Doesn't mean it's a bad coin. It just means that's the coin that has had the biggest gain today. Another top volume was NEO. NEO is one that I actually like. It's been labeled the Chinese Ethereum. Once we go in deeper into cryptocurrencies and I keep doing these videos, you'll hear more and more about NEO. Now here's a snapshot. It's going to show you your Bitcoin markets. If you remember back on coinmarketcap.com, it had over 5,000 markets. Well, you can see this is broken up. This is showing you a Bitcoin market. So this is showing you all of the coins. And as you can see, I'm going to move my face a little bit. There's several pages of Bitcoin tradable coins. So if I use Bitcoin, I can use Bitcoin to buy all of these other coins. So at the top here, we have NEO, OMG coin, Ethereum, ETH is Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin can trade for Litecoin. So that means that I've transferred Bitcoin into my account, meaning you've looked at the YouTube video and you know how to transfer funds from your Coinbase account to your Bittrex account, and you have Bitcoin sitting in your Bittrex account. You can then use it to purchase these. So for example, if I wanted to buy some NEO, for instance, I'm going to click right here on the Bitcoin to NEO, and it's going to take me into the ticker information as well as the buy and sell information if I wanted to. So if I wanted to buy some NEO, it's going to pull up a graph here that's going to show me what NEO has been doing. I can zoom in or zoom out. It defaults for 1 day. It's a 24-hour period. Over here on the right, these numbers are going to populate as well. And if you know anything about trading, it's going to give you the last amount that NEO traded for. That's going to be in this top column. It's going to show you the volume. It's going to show the bid. So the bid is the number that you're going to use if you are selling NEO. The ask is a number you're going to use if you are buying NEO. This is going to show you its 24-hour high and its 24-hour low. So the low has been 22.08 in 24 hours. The high has been 25.70. If I wanted to buy NEO, a good bid will be $24.18, or this equivalent of Bitcoin. Now, I do not have to type in 24.18 if I want to buy it. It's just saying that's what the market is asking. So just say I only wanted to do $23. I could come down here and look at my trading, and I could buy NEO. This is telling me this is how much Bitcoin I have sitting on my account here on Bittrex. So I have 0.012 Bitcoin and some change. If I wanted to buy NEO, you can either do the conversion to figure out how much of this it would take to buy NEO, or you can click the max button here. And the max is going to figure out it's going to give me the max. So it's going to buy as much NEO as it can with the amount of Bitcoin I have available. If I don't want to do that, just say I want to buy 5 Bitcoin or 5 NEO. So I type in 5 in this bar here. Then the price. Because I'm buying, I want to click on the ask. And that's going to automatically fill whatever the ask was at that moment that I clicked the button. But did you notice that right here? It changed that quickly. It went from 538,992 and it jumped up to 539,000 Bitcoin. So if I were to continue this process, I want to do a limit order, default to limit. I want it to be immediate or cancel. So I don't want it to change. I want it to be immediate or cancel. Once it does the figuration here, it says 5 NEO times the amount of Bitcoin I want, probably with a little gas in there. And a gas is like a little fee that they charge to make the transaction, and it's very minimal. This is my new total. So it will cost me this much Bitcoin to make this purchase. Now, as you can see, I don't have that much Bitcoin available. I don't have 0.01 Bitcoin available. This would have cost me 0.02 Bitcoin. Reason being, I do not keep a lot of money on these exchanges because of the hacker incidents. So once I buy, I send Bitcoin, I make my purchases, I spend up most of the Bitcoin, it's gone. I like to do it that way. It keeps everybody honest, and it keeps me from getting hacked. So just say everything was good, I clicked buy NEO. But because this number, the ask, had changed, my order may or may not go through, because there has to be someone that's down here willing to sell me NEO at that price that I put in here. And if there's no one here willing to sell me NEO at the price I put in here, it's going to sit open. It's going to sit down here and open orders until someone's willing to sell me their NEO for the price I asked. Same thing for selling NEO. I have a teeny bit of NEO sitting on here. What I do is when I buy NEO, I purchase it on Bittrex, and then I immediately pull it out of my wallet and send it to a NEO. I pull it out of Bittrex and send it to a NEO wallet. But the same thing applies. I would put in whatever, how many NEO I want to sell, which the max would be just this bid I have here. And then the price, I would actually do a bid. I'm not doing the ask this time, I'm doing the bid. And it automatically fills. Do I have to use this number? No. As a matter of fact, it just changed. That last number went from a 1 to a 2. So I have to find someone that's willing to buy my NEO for the amount I put in there. And if it doesn't, if it's not immediate or canceled, or if I want to sit there and just say good till canceled, meaning it sits out there as long as forever until no one buys it or Bittrex recycles and it kills that order. It would sit down here and open order. Now the market history. This is going to show every single purchase and sell of NEO on the Bittrex exchange today. You can go back. You can go pages and pages ahead. So if you go back to an earlier video when I said the cryptocurrency is very transparent, you can see it here. It's showing you all of the movements that's happened with NEO, and it goes back. And this shows my order history. So it shows you what I bought when I bought NEO. There's times I bought one NEO because it's fluctuated in price so much. And I think at the time I bought it, I want to say it was, NEO's been as high as $40, $50. So I could have bought it that, who knows. But it fluctuates, and I like the dollar cost average, and that means buy a little now, buy a little later, and I just keep buying it. I know that's kind of a glossed overview. Finally, that graph popped up here, and this is showing me the last 24 hours trading of NEO. These are candlesticks here. This graph is showing you people buying and people selling. Green is buying, red is selling. The little sticks sticking out of them are called candlesticks. And that goes, for me to explain that, it takes you deeper into trading, so we're not going to do that now, potentially do that later. But that's your overview. So I hope I've given you some information on trading, getting into Coinbase, opening your Bittrex account, and a similar exchange. Remember I mentioned coinexchange.io, Binance.com, just a couple, Poloniex.com. Those are all exchanges. The process to get on those sites are very similar to Bittrex. So once you get on, you have to get on there, and then you can start trading. I know it was a lot to digest. I went over a lot very quickly, and it probably still seemed intimidating. But I have to ask you to do the research. Put in the time. If this was too much and it's overwhelming, then cryptocurrency isn't for you. Because if you can't watch this video and learn how to use Coinbase and Bittrex, even though I'm going to give additional videos in more detail, or if you don't want to go on YouTube and figure out how to transfer your funds, your Bitcoin from Coinbase to Bittrex because it's too complicated or you don't have time, then cryptocurrency is not for you. Stop now. Back away from the computer, put your money back in your wallet, put it back in your bank account. It is not for you. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not an easy process, just like investing. When I first opened a Scottrade account and started paying $7 or $8 a trade and learning how to use that, it was intimidating. It was confusing, but I figured it out and I started doing it. This is the same way. Put your feet in, get them wet so you can dive in to the cryptocurrency market. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it was quick. I try to keep it concise, but I will promise to give you more videos every day to give you more and more information so you can fill your wheelhouse with all the information you're going to need to be a successful cryptocurrency trader. As always, if you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't care for it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to The Real Teddy Talks and stay tuned for more videos. Listen.